Hey guys, it's David and Will from Team Ultra Pro for the win. And hey, I got to do the intro. I never get to do the intro.
Sure.
And we're, as promised, doing a Infernity deck profile, essentially, from what Will brought to YCS Toronto, where he placed 131st, just missing the cut of top 128.
My tiebreakers weren't good enough. I was originally planning to use Evil Storms, but I figured that Infinities would have a much better chance because this deck could go ape shit like crazy, and I just felt comfortable with this kind of power.
All right, so
let's get right into it. So
go
I
into
play
that profile.
3 Archfiends, of course. I picked up some DTs while I was there, and they look fucking awesome.
That they do, and you can see it on camera.
Ooh.
Woohoo!
Necromancer. I just really like playing 3. And normally game 2 I would side one out and didn't really hurt the consistency. Avenger because I am playing Synchros in the deck. Mirage because it's amazing. It's basically you're launching a form of a monster. 2 Summoner Monks because this guy can search out your entire discard outlets and your grave setups and can make an instant level chain, and it's a great way to dump your dead spell cards. 2 Stygians because it's Stygians. you need them to go off. 1 Grepher and 1 Armageddon Knight to set up your grave. That's it for the monster. I think that's 14.
Weren't you playing the second Grepher?
No, I only play one.
It's
one of
4,
each.
4, 6, 8, plus 6, yeah.
14. Alright, now for spells. Launcher, obviously. 2 Transmodify. I borrowed one from a friend, and the other Transmod came from a funny story. So basically, we were waiting in line to pre-register, and I'm like, shit, I need a Transmodify, and we were like 10 people in our group. So I just waited until everybody got their pass and see if anybody got a Transmod. But unfortunately, no. Nobody got it. So when it was my time to register, I asked the guy, can I get my packs, then submit my deck list so I can still get my token? He says, no, that doesn't work. And then I'm like, okay. I wrote my deck list, supplied it, and then I yelled into the room, if I pull a Transmod, I will kill myself. And I pulled one. I was very sad.
The whole room erupted in laughter. It's like
Kill yourself.
It's about 25 other players outside of our group, our group of 10 people, and like 7 or 8 Konami judges, and all of a sudden all you hear in the room is, oh my god! And then everybody from our group is just like, kill yourself.
Anyway, but the judges were nice enough to let me adjust my deck so I can play the second Transmod. Alright, now I play 2 Instant Fusions because it's great. It can make a chain or a Levier plays. Foolish, 1 for 1, pretty self-explanatory. Get your Mirage, dump your Stygians or things that you need to grade set up. Pot of Dualities. People say that pot, it might be a little slow, but I kind of disagree because normally you can't really go turn 1, get 3 barriers, have a full field. It's kind of tricky. So Pot of Duality is a great first turn play, or you could just dump it with Summoner Monks. Book of Moon, because it's book. 3 MSC for the back row hate.
That back row hate.
Alright, now on to traps. 3 barriers, because it's barriers. Oh my god.
Let's play Infernities, but without the barriers, said no one ever.
2 breaks, really good cards.
You were playing it at 1, right? The breaks, and then you changed to 2 just before turning?
Yep.
Yeah, and it worked because it gets
Inferno.
over.
This card was okay. I never drew it late in game, so it was fine really. But most of the time I would side it out. 2 Mirror Force, because it's Mirror Force. 1 Compulse.
2 Compulse. No. It's at 1.
And these were tech choices. Phoenix of a Wind Blast, and oh my god, this card has won me so many games. It was amazing. Morning and Bottomless. And that's it for the deck. It's 40 cards.
Yep.
Let's do extra deck.
Extra first, yeah, just to see exactly what you're playing.
So Flame Ghost, Carbonella for instant fusion targets.
1/3, 1/4.
Levier to bring back Mirage Stigian. Cowboy, it's part of the Infernity OTK. Diamond
That's
Direwolf.
the XYZ OTK where you go like
Yeah.
chain. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, chain, archery, and then make a cowboy for game.
Mhm.
Diamond Direwolf, this card is so good. 2 Laval chains, and I picked up a DT one, which looks so good. Now for synchros, 1 Armory Arm, 1 Stygian. These cards actually won me a game. I made.
And you played Armory Arm almost as a joke, really.
No,
Like
no. You play Armory Arm in any of the synchro builds.
yeah, but you never made it before. Like you were kind of reluctant to make it, and then
Because this card is a great add to Ophion.
yeah, it is because you can make it
Equip it to
under
Archery
Orpheum.
and then just run it over.
Yeah.
200 eyes. I don't think I really needed to play 2 because making at the pace that the YCS was going at, it was hard to make your synchro loops. But I did make it a couple of times. 1 Crimson Blader, 1 Scrap Dragons, 1 Void Allure, and 1 Doom Dragon. That's it for my extra deck. Now on to the last part. My side deck. My side deck is a little weak. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, Infernities are really hard to side with.
It's really hard to side with them, but I think I did my best. So, 2 Rykos. I actually really like the Rykos in the deck because you can mill your Stygians or stuff at the grave. Well, but most of the time, I would mill like 3 spells and traps.
But what was the pro play you did where like your opponent had consecrated,
and
you flipped a Ryko, you popped something else,
I popped the back row, I milled
3
craft,
and attacked over the...
I killed the consecrated lights.
That's pretty pro.
Yeah, alright. 2 Smashing Grounds. Probably could have used something else. Wasn't great. Dark Hole. It was okay.
Dark Hole is Dark Hole.
It's Dark Hole.
If you're not maining it, you should be siding it just because it's Dark Hole.
1 Dust Tornado and 1 Night Beam. I prefer to play Night Beam over the Dust Tornado. I would play a second Night Beam if I had one because it's either an extra monk target and it's a 4-time ST. 2 Breakthrough Skills for those troublesome monsters like Constellars.
By the way, can you break through Consecrated Light and then go off or no?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so there. It's perfect for Consecrated.
Dimensional Prison is for Madolches.
The hate.
Or anything that depends on 1 monster. 2 Mind Drains. This card is amazing. I mostly made it against all of my matchups. Why? It's because what hurts this deck the most are hand traps, more specifically Max C.
Veiler hurts if it's a well-placed Veiler.
Yeah, if it's a well-placed Veiler, it does hurt, but most of the time you can play around the Veiler. Soul Drain and Eradicator because they're at 1 and they're a must. Eradicator, I never drew it. Soul Drain, I have drawn it a couple times and it was decent against Mermills.
Yep.
All right, so that was my deck. So let's talk a little bit about the YCS Toronto. Me and David both. Well, David managed to get to day 2.
Though by the skin on my.
Yeah, by the skin.
It was close. I was I did make it due to the 16 points, which is what you needed after 8 rounds. It was 8 rounds, which is essentially X2-1, so 2 losses, 1 draw, 5 wins. Going into the last round, I was X2-1, so I needed to win my game. And I played against this guy who was running Infernities, and I had playtested who knows how many hours of Infernities with Will, and the guy set 1 monster, set 3 back row, and I go, yes, it's Infernities. And I destroyed him. I think I OTK'd him game 1. He sided in. I don't even know what. Didn't matter because I OTK'd him game 2. Infernities are just an easy matchup for Madolches. On the other hand, Will was X2 going into the last round, so slightly better. And then what'd you lose to?
I lost. Well, I'm going to tell all my matchups. So round 1, I played against 3-4 axis. I didn't have too much trouble beating it, but I did make a lot of misplays, and misplays that I shouldn't have done with the amount of experience I had with the deck. It was just I was really tired that morning, and I couldn't focus well. Round 2, same thing. I summoned the Mirage. My opponent Phoenix chained, but that doesn't stop the Phoenix chain. That doesn't stop the Mirage. But I was dumb enough to use the barrier on it, and after a couple seconds, oh my god, what have I done? But the Evil Swim player didn't play Karikion, so I was fine.
Wait, he didn't
No,
use it, or he didn't even play it in his deck?
he doesn't have it. I asked, do you have any Karikions, bro? And he's like, no, I don't.
Pro.
Okay, round 3, what did I play against? Wow, what did I play against round 3? Oh yeah, I played against Chaos Dragons, a guy from Montreal. I beat him 2-1. Game 1, I just destroyed him. Game 2, I drew bad. And Game 3, I drew bad, but he drew worse. He drew 3 consecutive Royal Decrees. Was just enough for me to go game. Round 4, I played against Mermels. Didn't have too much trouble beating that. Phoenix Windblast didn't win me that game. And then he tried to bribe me. I'm like, nah.
I was like, me $40. At the time, you were XO, so
at the time I was XOs.
halfway through the tournament in XO.
Yeah. So I just didn't take it, and I just didn't bother bringing it to anyone's attention. I just left it there. Round 5, I played against Concealer, and I lost to it and he was an insanely good player. He made Royal Decrees, which kind of hurt me because it made my barriers dead, and he knew when to activate it. Overall, he was just a really good player, and he actually made it to top 32. So I don't feel too bad about losing to him. And round 6, oh my god. I lost against 6 Samurais. I felt so ashamed. I felt so salty. Game 1, I destroyed him. Game 2, I opened crap. I had nothing. I opened like 2 Transmodifies, a launcher, 1-for-1, and like a couple of useless traps. But I had no monsters. And game 3, he opened the nuts. And even though 6 Sams don't have gateway, they can still open broken. I went first. I set an MST and a Dust Tornado because that was all I could have really done. And then he activates Double United, which I just wait for him to play it out a bit. And then I just destroyed both Uniteds when he like
goes to plus off.
Yeah, when he's like about to plus. And then like he just started spamming shit like crazy. He played like 3 double-edged sword techniques, which is a bitch. And then like he used Shadow Imprisonment, which just destroyed me.
And you would use your MST and Dust
Tornado.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for those Uniteds, I probably would have saved the MSTs. Because that's pretty much what they're best used for, is to get rid of the problem cards. Alright, and then round 7, I played against a Prophecy player. He was playing what most Prophecy players not playing now.
Was he playing the world build?
Yeah, he was playing the world build. Game 1, he destroyed me. He made a first turn Morito, I think.
Yeah, Morito, the moral leader.
Moral leader is basically a Xian for spellcasters.
But it's a Xian on steroids, because doesn't it have a second effect as well or something?
I don't think so.
Anyways, it's really good.
Yeah, it was a really good card. And game 2, I beat him because he opened bad, and I just poked him to death with a Stygian. Well, my Stygian started.
That Stygian beat down.
Yeah. And then game 3, I think I OTK'd him. He made a Priestess pop my monster, just swing me directly. And then I went for the Stygian Armory Arm OTK. And that was it. Round 8, I played against Karakuri Girya. Game 1, I OTK'd him. Game 2, I opened crap, and then he OTK'd me. And then game 3, my hand was very bad. So I just decided to go waste most of my resources so I can overpower him a bit. And then I made 2 low-level chains. I had an Archfiend and a Necromancer on field, and only with 1 barrier, which I had previously used. But this was my misplay. I used 1 level chains effect to dump an Avenging Base so I can go for a Void Ogre. Since he only had a Stardust and 2 back rows, which I knew one was a Trap Stun because he got it out through Duality. And that, but his other face down card was a torrential tribute, which he had top decked, and from that point I couldn't do anything. What I should have done is I should have used the second level change effect to top deck an Archfiend. Maybe then I would have been in a lot better position to win the game. Who knows? Yeah.
So in the end, you went X3, just missed the cut.
Yeah, I was
losing to a torrential tribute.
Yeah,
literally.
I lost to a torrential tribute. Anyways, David, I think it's your turn.
Yeah. So I, on the other hand, went X2-1, did make the cut as previously mentioned. All my games, anything I lost or tied, the whole tournament, I ended at X3, going 1-1 the next day and missing by who knows how many. Yeah, too many points. But every deck I lost to was Dragon Plants or some form of dragon.
I didn't play against any
dragons. Dragon, not Tetherwolf, Mecha Phantoms. That I could have won, but I misplayed. But other than that, it was just dragons just using up my resources and preventing my OTKs with hand traps.
Yeah.
So I think if I had sided better, I had nothing for them, like no Iron Wall, Imperial Iron Walls, no nothing. So that was about it. And so I did finish 78th, I believe. That's after 10 rounds. I had a great time. And then I was in the side events at the end of the day. And about 30 minutes before the tournament ended officially and everybody went home, somebody stole my deck out of my bag. And I'd spent all weekend just like pimping it out with super dark bribes. And what did I get? A playset of Ultra First Ed Veilers. And it really sucked.
Yeah. And you had like $80 worth of my cards, which made me so sad.
I had Will's Secret Maxis.
My babies.
And MRD Mirror Force and the Gold Mirror Force.
But other than that, I'm not very mad.
I wasn't too disappointed, but it does kind of suck. So I'm going to start rebuilding the deck so I can give you guys a good deck profile. I don't really want to link it up to a computer and do the deck pro or whatever the hell profile. I will give you a good one. I might, depending on if anybody asks for it, I can give you a build right away. I'll make a short video like Dueling Network with a screenshot of it.
Well, anyways, after we noticed David's deck got stolen, we went to ask around security.
We split up and looked for clues.
Yes, exactly. Well, I just kind of looked everywhere, talked to people that might be able to help me, but no, we couldn't find anybody. So we went to see. But then I noticed like 2 cameras up top. And we spoke to security to see.
It was such a wild goose chase. We went everywhere. In the end, it led us to.
I don't know. Well,
what's his name? Dan.
Yeah, I believe his name is Dan. We met with the Konami
coordinator for North American.
Yeah, for North American events. And he was a really good guy, and like he just made it look like Konami really does care about the players.
Maybe they do.
Well, like I just asked him a couple of questions, like other than like about what happened, like how did they choose the analysts, and he told me like
some interesting stuff.
Yeah, like they play tested a lot with the format, like they spent numerous hours like developing a fair, balanced format,
which they did.
Yeah,
finally they did a good job with.
Yeah, they did a great job.
It was fun.
Anyways, he was a really cool guy, and I'm glad we met him.
Oh, we can't forget to mention that, like, everybody was at Toronto. There were 770 people, I think, was the total, somewhere around there. And we got to meet a bunch of players. I know some of our group got cards signed. I got my token signed by Winston, who was playing Madolches at the tournament. What did some of the other people got?
I meant Waffles. Waffles.
Yeah, there was Waffles, there was Underworld 666, there was Dragon Duelist Girl.
Don't call her Dragon Duelist Girl.
There was, regardless, she was there. There was
Underworld 667's girlfriend who has a Barkion on her thigh.
Tattoo.
Yeah, Barkion tattoo.
Anyway, there were some cool people there. It was all around great fun.
Yeah, there was ARG, Patrick Coben, Billy Brigg, Jeff Jones.
Everybody in our group lost to somebody there. They're all like, "It's cool, guys. I didn't make day 2, but I lost to Jeff Jones." Or I didn't make day 2, but I got to face Billy Brigg's Harpies. Or no, Jeff Jones Harpies. My bad.
Yeah, two of our two of our people in our group got
Lost
2-0 by
to
Jeff Jones Sarpy.
And our friend Janny was like, it was the greatest 2-0 of my life.
Yeah.
So that was about it for Toronto. We're now back. There's new regionals next week.
I
Will's
can't.
going.
I can't. No,
Oh,
I
you
can't
can't
go.
go?
No.
Then we won't be there. Tough luck.
Yep, I know.
So that's about it for us. Thanks.
All right. See you guys.